Presenting the Northwest Bank Wildcat News with Bolt News Director Alex Solsma.
7:15 a.m. here on KHBT. Welcome to Wildcat News, brought to you by Northwest Bank. And my guest this morning is Mike Blair, vocal music instructor at Humboldt High School. Mike, thanks a lot for stopping in this morning.
You're welcome. Good to be here, Alex.
And before we head into our agenda at hand, I want to ask you about an event that happened here that the community really embraced, and that was when Simon Estes came to Humboldt, and you were actively involved with that. How was that event when it was held here in Humboldt?
It was a great day. I think everybody that came to it really enjoyed listening to him sing, because, he still gets it done, even though he was complaining of a cold that day, and he's 76 years old, but he still sings wonderfully. And he came and spoke to the students the following day, and when he was speaking to the students, you could have heard a pin drop. They were just really enthralled with him and what he had to say and his message to them and everything else. And so it was a really good 2 days, actually, with having him here.
What did the students tell you after they heard him speak? What was the feedback from them?
Well, it just gives them a lot to think about, because he tells his life story of, when and where he grew up and the conditions, of that era. And, it's hard for them to imagine that. But he gives, his message is one that says, it doesn't matter who you are or where you grow up or how much money you have. If you find your talent that's been given to you and develop it, you can do whatever you want. And that's a message I think that the kids need to hear every day.
Mm-hmm. What a great message for them, and what a thrill for them to be able to meet such a talented man. And we'll have some talented students performing tomorrow, as there'll be a band concert.
Yes, there's a band concert tomorrow. We had the 5th and 6th grade band last night, and tomorrow night is the 7th and 8th grade band and the high school band. And that starts at 7 o'clock in the auditorium.
And an annual event is the Soup and Song. We're going to preview that after our commercial break. You're listening to Wildcat News here on KHBT, brought to you by Northwest Bank. Mike Blair, my guest this morning. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KHBT. We're back on Wildcat News here on KHBT, brought to you by Northwest Bank. My guest this morning, Mike Blair, vocal music instructor at the Humboldt High School. And Mike, we talked about before we went to commercial that the Soup and Song is coming up on Monday. Tell me about this annual event. I know it's one that is pretty popular, not only because of the music, but because of the soup that's served.
That's right, yeah. They'll be serving the chicken noodle soup and chili soup, along with cinnamon rolls and relishes and things like that, and it's always really good. The cinnamon rolls especially are a big favorite of people. We'll also have the jazz band performing during the soup supper in the cafeteria, so that'll be something for people to come and listen to as well. The costs for the meal, I should get that in here, $6 for adults, and that's ages 11 and up, and then $3 for children, that's ages 10 and under.
What time does the event start?
That starts at 5:15, and we're only selling tickets at the door this year. We usually put them out to parents and students to sell to neighbors and relatives and things like that, but this year we're trying just to sell at the door. So it's okay if you don't have a pre-sold ticket. Just come to the door and we'll have food for you.
And we'll have some music for you after, too. What are some things that people can expect once the meal's over?
At 7 o'clock, the concert begins, and there's a price for that as well. It's not included in the soup supper price, but it's $3 for adults and $2 for students. But we'll have the 6th grade chorus performing, and the 7th and 8th grade chorus. Jazz choir will perform, and also the high school concert chorale.
And so make sure you head on to that event. That'll be Monday at the Humboldt High School. That was Mike Blair, vocal music instructor at the Humboldt High School. Mike, thanks a lot for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
That was Wildcat News here on KHBT, brought to you by Northwest Bank. We'll be back again next Wednesday with another installment of Wildcat News right here on the Bolt.
This has been the Northwest Bank Wildcat News Program, presented every Wednesday at this time by Northwest Bank.